Hello everyone, my name is Rene and right now I live in Vietnam and Bruno, your program director, have asked me to give a little speech for your graduation here today. And I want to start with just saying a big congratulations to everyone. It's amazing what you have achieved during the last 3.5 years, and I do believe that now it's time for celebration. So what I want to do is, I just want to introduce myself to start with. And as I said, my name is Rene, and actually during these days, it's 10 years since I graduated as an ATCM student. And for the last 10 years, I have had several jobs. I started in 2006 as ATCM, and I have then developed my career into a more manager position, and today I am chief representative of UCN here at the UCN office in Vietnam. So what I'm working with and my working vision is to prepare Danish and UCN students for the global workplace. And why this is my vision, I want to share with you a little later on. I'm married with Maria and I have two wonderful daughters, Johanna and Ella. So throughout the last 10 years, I've been very lucky to have the chance to travel the world with my work and with my job as an ATCM. But traveling with the work, I saw a lot of buildings around the world. And I can guarantee you that these buildings would have been blessed if there had been an ATCM graduated working on the buildings. There's such a big need for the competences that you have built up during the last 3.5 years to improve the quality on the buildings globally. So that is my experience. That is what I have seen during the last 10 years, that the ATCM competences can be put into work wherever you decide to settle down in the world. So I want to share 3 words with you, 3 experiences and 3 things that I have reflected over a lot during the last 10 years. One of them is global, then we'll move on to balance and change. And looking at the global world, well, that's 3 things that I think that you need to think about when you start your working life. One of them is global sustainability, global workplace, and also the necessity to listen more globally, to learn more. So just looking at the global sustainability, I know that you are very aware that the carbon dioxide emission is rising every day. It's a huge problem that put the globe into a global crisis, and somebody needs to do something. And as ATCM graduates, you have the competences to change this. So the next thing is the global workplace. Well, I work with a lot of companies here in Vietnam, and what we can see is that the workplaces, even from the little entrepreneur, the little architect in Denmark, well, they outsource to Vietnam, to Cambodia, to India, to US, and it tends to be more and more global, whether you work for a little company or you work for a big company. One of the things that he told me the other day, and I asked my friend that works for a big Danish entrepreneur here in Vietnam, and he told me that, well, today I'm having a meeting. We're working on a project in the US. The architect is French, the engineer is Danish, and we are also a Danish entrepreneur, but we are sitting in Vietnam. And they have a meeting in English throughout the globe. So you actually have activated 3 continents for working on one project. And it's not even a huge project, it's a medium-sized project. So the global workplace is here as a de facto standard, and we need to embrace it. because when you guys go out to work, you will probably also work with other people in other cultures, in other countries. So another thing I just want to mention regarding the global workplace is that 2/3 of the financial growth throughout the world will actually take part in Asia. That also means that a lot of European countries, US, will actually work on projects in Asia. So that brings me on to the next point regarding the global, and that is to listen. I have a great quote from the Dalai Lama, and that is that when you talk, you don't learn anything, but if you listen, you will actually learn something new. And when we look at Europe, when we look at Denmark, we actually tend to listen to ourselves and learn from each other, and that's a really good thing. But from my perspective, and I put my quote up together with the Dalai Lama's quote, and maybe that's a bit bold, but I do believe that if we just keep listening to each other, we will not learn anything new. So looking at the global sustainability, the global workplace, the global knowledge, we need to listen globally to solve the global crisis with sustainability. So listen, and listen from abroad, listen globally. And I know that you can do it because now you are ATCM graduates. I know that the lectures have taught you a lot about global insight. They have taught you a lot about innovation, and also what I can see from traveling and seeing a lot of buildings throughout the world, I can see that you also have global know-how that can be put into work in 99.9% percentage of all the countries throughout the world. So listen globally, use your competences so that we can change where we're heading. We don't want the flooding in New York streets or here in Denmark. So please use what you gained throughout the 3.5 years here, put them into a global perspective, and help each other, creating a more sustainable future. So that's a part of the change that you need to be a part of. Well, from my perspective, and somebody will ask me, why are you not working on buildings to create this? Well, from my perspective, I've been given the chance to work with a university so that I can help putting the knowledge I gained throughout the last 10 years into your education to prepare you for a more global future. So that is my vision, that is what I'm working on right now, and that's what I want to do. And the final thing I just want to mention for you guys here today is when I started working in 2006, I was so super committed to my work. I had all the power in the world to succeed, and I was really eager to put my know-how into work and create some amazing buildings. And that actually became a little too much. And I actually ended up with having an ulcer and stress because I worked up to 70, 80 hours per week. And it's just because it's so much fun. And it's just so energetic and so empowering to work on amazing buildings. So my advice here is, regarding the balance, spend time with your family and your friends, be committed, have the willpower, you got the know-how, but spend time with your family and friends. Don't overdo it, enjoy life, and this is my balance to give you the picture. Always the family on top, the work on the family, and then try and balance it. It's taken me 10 years now to find the balance, and I do believe I'm starting to be good at it, but it is very difficult. So, let me finish off here. 3 words: global, balance, and change. You have the know-how, you got the documents, you got the diplomas, and you can be a part of creating a more sustainable world for all of us. So, colleagues, a big congratulations, and I hope that I will have the chance to work with all of you in the near future. Congratulations, enjoy your day, go celebrate, and spend time with your family. Thank you, here from Vietnam.